Hello, welcome to Epic Fail, episode 118. Before we get started, just wanted to take a moment to give a shout out to the folks that have been helping us fail. That's right, on Patreon, our Epic Fail, Craig, our Deliberate Fails, Joseph, Cuddles, Mickey, David, and Flashgoth. Welcome to David. And on Twitch, our subscribers, Draven Dresden, Jamie Joy, Galvanid, and Gank Theory. Thanks so much for helping us fail.
Warning, this show may contain mature language and is not suitable for small children, pets, or blood elves.
You're now listening to the Epic Fail podcast.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Epic Fail number 120, presuming you got here approximately on time and after I fixed the title screen. Yes, I am Draven Dresden. Hi, how you doing? With me, as always, this way, we have Scarlett from Canada. How you doing, Scarlett?
Hi! How's it going? It's going.
Not too bad. Still dealing with the lack of a person due to some wind and some water and some lack of electricity, which is probably well, lack of internet now. He has electricity, so we're getting
So guess what?
What?
I got all the class mounts, sort of.
Another half a mount this week?
No, well, I got the 100 mounts. No, I finished all the class mount chains, and you do get the feat of strength for doing that part. So it's not the balance of power thing that you get the feat of strength from. But anyways, I got all the class mounts. The only ones I'm missing right now are the AP concordance perks. So that'll be next week when we get bumped up a bit, or the week after. But that shouldn't take too long. I think that's just 2 on the Pally, 2 on the something Rogue, and I think there's one more, Warlock or Mage or something. I don't know. Hunter. No, it's Hunter. Hunter, Pally, and Rogue. Anyways,
you have the Warlock ones?
Yeah, because you only need concordance in one spec to buy the Warlock thing, and then the world boss was up when I flew down there.
Oh, that's handy.
I know Draven's going to shoot me for that. But I told you the skull icon doesn't show all the bosses. It only shows like a couple that are up. So even if the skull icon's not on the map, it wasn't on the map, but I went there and the dude was there anyways. He killed me a couple times before I forgot to heal my pet, okay, and then my pet died, and then I got meleeed a few times. So, anyways. But he's dead. I got the Warlock one. So, I didn't actually really do a whole bunch this week, gaming-wise. Once I got all the mounts, I was like, okay, let's take a break. And then I just didn't really game. I did farm a few of the rares. I'm going for the achievement for killing all the rares on Argus. I have like 4 left to kill, but they're the harder ones to do. A couple of them are the summoned ones with like the eyes and stuff, so that's gonna take a while. But if you kill all the rares on Argus once, you get the light forged weapon artifact, or not artifact, but transmog looks for weapons, which some of them are really, really, really pretty. So I encourage you guys to do it. Have you guys heard of the Argus Elite Tracker add-on?
Not me.
It's amazing. It basically, if you use that and you use Handy Notes Argus, Handy Notes puts on your map an icon of where all they are. Sometimes Handy Notes colors it if they're up. That's not super reliable, but Argus Elite Tracker, it's just a small little square on your screen, and you refresh it, and it invisibly searches all the groups to find what people are searching for in the group finder, so it gives you a very good estimate of what rares are up or not. So that way you don't have to like run around and see if they're all there. You can just search. You can even do it from Dalaran and like just search. So that has been super helpful in getting some of the stuff off. I got a few check marked off the list just before the podcast. So I've been doing that. Played a bit of Hearthstone, a bit of Overwatch, did some ranked, won some, lost some, about average, and that's about it. That's been my week.
Nice.
Not a bad week, I would say, overall.
Not a bad week.
And down below me, because that's where he belongs, like on the DPS meter.
Damn.
Hi, Gal. Welcome back. Thanks for filling in for Theory again, despite me making fun of you.
Thanks. Glad to be here. I'm glad everything's working out. I've actually had some trouble with my rig this week, so I had to learn some new skills. I had to work on some audio files and some Twitch stuff, and I learned from last week's podcast that if I type during the program, it's super loud. It sounds like Murder, She Wrote on steroids. That's no good. Had a great weekend last weekend after the show with my kids. I've been raiding, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. Fire department's still on Avatar. Vex moved on to KJ, and that is a beast. So I have to sort of tweak what I'm doing in the tanking mode there, because I was spec'd to take really big hits, and I have to retune what talents I'm using to sort of plane out that damage. We got a whole night on KJ on Thursday, and it was super exciting, except it feels like grinding the AOTC boss before the next raid now, which kind of sucks. It's still great, but the grind part, you've been working on all these bosses, you get one down, and now it's going to be a couple nights, and you got to go back and clear and get the stuff to progress a little further. Keeping up with Hearthstone dailies, that's a lot of fun. Keeping up with Argus quest lines on my Hunter and my DK, and all the accoutrements that come with that. Working on the weapon. I've been doing a lot of PUBG outside of Blizzard games with a bunch of our CTR folks, which is a lot of fun. And I have ordered 4 RAM chips and a new video card, which should show up next week. And then I get to see how badly that screws up my rig.
Or maybe it just makes it awesome.
Right. But some new parts. And then I got to check on something real quick. All right. No, it looks like my video is working here. Oh, wait.
Oh, this week was hectic for me, actually. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying the raid, but the majority of our team, try very hard. Yeah, dumb shit. Where I was the last person alive, it got blamed on me. I've heard interesting theories on why this has happened, no pun intended. So I was watching the replays, right? Apparently, there's a glitch, and I don't know 100% how the glitch works. I remember it was towards the end. I could be wrong. I think, however. Which was, sorry, my fault. Yeah. I'll toss it over to you, Draven. How was your week?
I don't know how I can follow that.
What the hell was that?
I don't know, but that was great. So instead of following that, I'm going to shoot it over to our other special guest. Down in the corner, we have from our Hydro Volunteer Fire Department, we have Howland, who has never spoken to Raid, but he said he'd be on the show as long as he wore a paper bag on his head. Because, we don't... The ongoing joke is he's a Blizzard employee. So Howland, how you doing? That's great. Wonderful. Have you been enjoying Raid? Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of Soak Garrus, but, you know, there is that. I'm kidding, guys. Howland isn't here. We just had to pick on him a little bit. Theory made that picture for Howland there, and I had to use it, and we didn't use it last week, so I was like, oh, go ahead and throw it in there because it'll be funny. My week. I have... How many Argus mounts are there?
5, maybe?
I'm up... I think I've got 3 of them now.
Yay!
I finally got one of the eggs.
No, there's 3 of those ugly jumpy things, and there's 3 egg mounts, right? So 6, right?
I
Ugly jumpy things. Where are the ugly jumpy things?
They look kind of like the Demon Hunter
dogs,
one, but...
Demon Hunter
Yeah.
Oh,
dog.
yes. The many-headed Miley Cyruses or whatever they are.
No, not those.
No, not the mini. No,
No?
that's the mythic raid boss.
Yeah.
These
The
ones they
Demon
look
Hunter
like
mount, the class mount for the Demon Hunter, it looks kind of like that, only it's got like... You remember which Batman movie was it? One of the really bad ones where it had like the rib cage in the car. Only it's on its back.
Okay.
There's like 3 of those, and I got that one, and then I got one in the mail earlier today.
Batman and Robin with George Clooney.
Yeah, I got one in the mail. I got an egg. I don't know what's in the egg yet, but I finally got an egg.
I have 2 that are hatching in 3 days.
Lots of rares. I got those. I do have all of the class mounts, and I'm not gonna be upset at you for getting that one. I expected you'd get it almost that same day. But other than that, I I got to tick off John Jagger this week from Azeroth Roundtable.
What?
Not really tick him off. I got to slightly annoy him inadvertently. I logged into my AIE Demon Hunter because I have characters on both factions, and he's doing his world quest, and an invasion popped up. So I'm like, I go and help him do the invasion, and he's like, I'm rushing through these, but you are keeping up really well. I was like, I've been doing them longer and more often. I told him how many 110s I have, and he's like, okay, yeah, you probably have done it more. So I'm like, as soon as we're done, hit them out. I have him on focus, so I just, click it, and I follow him wherever he's going, and we go to the next one. So I was like, not really hard to keep up. And then we go to...
Was it the regular invasion?
The regular
or
invasions, like the regular Broken Shore ones. And then we go out to Argus, and he's getting ready to do some of the stuff out there. So I'm like, well, I need to do my dailies on this character anyway, so I head out there too. And he dropped group because we were done. He weren't really planning on doing any different characters. And so we're going to do those, and then all of a sudden he sees one of the lesser invasions popped. He's like, I'm going to go do that. And I was like, okay, I'll come who? So we get there, and I didn't have it unlocked on that character.
Oh.
And because of that, he didn't get put into a group to do the lesser invasion, because he was in a group.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah. So he had to solo Phase 1 and Phase 2 of this lesser invasion, which took a while, but he
Wait.
did it.
Why did he have to solo it?
Because he
It
was
should've-
in a party with someone. Thus it negated the group finder portion. At least that's the going theory.
Whoops.
Then he got to the boss, and I
Whoops.
still couldn't get in. And I'm like, I'm rushing through the unlocking it thing. Like, I'm almost done. I get it unlocked. I was like, I got it unlocked on my way. Not a problem. Because I knew once I got there, we'd kill it, no problem. He's like, I'm just going to go ahead and drop you if you get here, no problem. But I'm going to find a group. So he walks out, finds a group, walks back in, and he has to start over again.
Oh.
I was like,
brutal.
oh! And he's streaming this, and he's like, he's obviously frustrated, rightfully so, and all that. He, no hard feelings against me, I presume. But and then I get there, and I get into the exact same group he's in.
Whoops.
I see his character, and I literally zone in, and I get right to the boss, and I'm getting ready to my range ability, the glaive throw, and I'm pounding that key as I'm running forward with the boss targeted, and I get ready to throw it, does the animation, and then the boss dies.
So you didn't get to tag it?
So I didn't I got credit for killing the invasion, but I got no loot out of it. No drops, which is better than nothing. I got credit. But it didn't show up in the mail, and I thought that was really funny. I was like, I got credit for it. And then I just, he was done for the night at that point anyway. So I was like, okay, have fun. And yeah, it was just one of those things. But
Ouch.
I did get a drop on one of my tunes, a 935, I think, on my rogue.
That's good.
Yeah,
Mm.
which was on my rogue and not my paladin. I could have used it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much been my week. Overwatch and Heroes, which we're gonna talk about some hero stuff. And I'm like, so much cool stuff there. I mean,
There's some cool stuff coming up.
yeah, a little bit. Overwatch has been mostly quick match because I found out I can play team deathmatch, but I hate solo deathmatch.
I haven't tried any of the death matches yet.
I mean, if you're good, I guess it's okay, but I'm terrible at the game, so I hate deathmatch on solo. Put me in a team fight and I can help, but solo not so much. I've been either last place or within the bottom 3 every time. I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm good. So
Yeah,
quick match.
those are fun, but sometimes they're a little stressful too because it depends on just it's paper rock scissors a couple times.
Well, there's that,
Sometimes.
but on top of that, if you get someone who has 700 levels higher than you in there, it's just kind of like, well, I'm screwed.
They sometimes don't know what they're doing. Like if
I'm
like
over
300
level
and-
100. Okay, but I'm over level 100. If they're 700 above me, they're level 800.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they know like their own, like the character that they're playing. They could be learning how to play some of I'm
pick
not
anything.
saying that always, but I'm just
Huh.
saying sometimes.
How's it go? Jeff Kaplan designed the matchmaking system so he can drink your salty tears for nourishment.
Dang.
No, it's not. I'm upset about it. I looked at it. I was like, well, I'm not going to win this one either. So, I mean, I tried. I give it the old college try, aka I, stayed up all night and partied and crammed everything in the morning. No, I don't know.
Just don't tell us where you crammed it.
Anyway, let's go back to some actual Blizzard stuff instead of college cramming and such. We got some BlizzCon news. Yay!
BlizzCon.
BlizzCon.
Yes.
Starting with the goodie bag, which I don't know about you guys. It seemed a little Overwatch heavy this year.
I have still got Reinhardt's hammer here somewhere.
Okay, that's fine, but it seemed like pure Overwatch heavy. There was one, other than the pins, that you got one for every game, there was one item that was not Overwatch related, and that was the little Necromancer pin thingy.
Yeah, I can see where that's a little frustrating. At least they had some variety last year.
Yeah.
Backpack was
the mo-
everybody based.
It's a
Yeah.
That's the container.
There was a Diablo dice set, a Zergling. I've actually got that. A Zergling and the guitar pick with ETC on it, which I have strapped to my Zergling, and the Overwatch hammer for Reinhardt, and the dice bag was Diablo, like
D&D dice.
a bag, D&D dice.
Yeah, and that's fine. That was last year's stuff, but this year it was all Overwatch, and I don't have a problem with that, except that I play the other games too.
Right. Do you think they're pushing hard because of the league coming out?
That's where my guess is.
No.
Yeah. I
Overwatch
think
is
so.
the big thing right now, so
Mm.
they're gonna shove as much Overwatch in our faces as possible and hope we don't get the okay, I'm tired of this. Which, seems to be working so far. But it is what it is. Are you guys planning on getting it?
Probably not.
I think I'm going to probably get the virtual ticket and the goodie bag, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet because I spent a lot of money on computer parts.
I am in the boat of I will probably. Who am I kidding?
He's in the boat.
I'm in a boat. I'm gonna get the virtual ticket.
Yes.
I haven't yet because reasons, but it's on my list. This will be the first goodie bag I haven't gotten since I could. So
Just because it's all Overwatch stuff?
it's
you're
not
just
even
not.
that it's all Overwatch. I actually, despite not playing as much as I should, for reasons, I just none of the stuff like the cute but deadly thing. I don't have room for it. Like I barely have room for Deadpool here, and he's little, and he's sitting.
And he's Deadpool.
And it's
right?
Deadpool. How do you not have room
Right.
for Deadpool? But I've got him literally, like, my camera's right here. He's, like, right off camera. I could scoot him just a little bit, and you'd see the back of his head. It's funny. But, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just, I don't see anything that really speaks to me. There's not that one big item. Like, there was the Stein last year, the blow-up hammer, and size-wise, that's the big thing. But you had,
Right.
you know, the cup and
Stein's
all that.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but every year
It has
there's supposed to be
everything
this
on it.
big item, and this year didn't have one. It's like the backpack is the big item, and I've got the messenger bag from a couple years ago. I'm good. I don't need a backpack.
Doesn't it come with a different digital reward that we might talk about later?
Well, that's the virtual ticket.
That's the virtual. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Oh, yeah.
The,
It's not like
the baggie
nothing.
doesn't. There's
Like-
an epic upgrade this year, so you can get more stuff in your bag. It costs more, obviously.
I didn't see that part. I saw that basically anyone can get the goodie bag this year,
Virtual
but
ticket or not.
it's $40 versus $35 if you get the virtual ticket. I
It's
think
it's $10 off if you get the
$10, so $30.
Yeah, but there is an upgrade
they-
thing. Go ahead.
If they threw in a bunch of Hearthstone packs, I think I'd be a little more tempted. You know,
Yeah.
if they're going to give you light on digital, or sorry, light on actual stuff in the box, maybe some digital content would be cool.
Well, we don't know all the digital stuff yet. We know one game so far for digital, and we'll get to that momentarily. But the upgrade is just more of the stuff. Like you get a bunch of pins, you get more pins. You get a Cute but Deadly where you get another one, and those are random, so you don't know what you're getting. There's a couple
one
rewards.
collectible, I think, one
the-
unique one.
There's a Mercy with the Summer Game skin of last year to hang on your
Oh,
backpack.
nice.
It's a little backpack hanger. It's none of the stuff is bad. It's just none of the stuff is stuff that I want. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Overwatch stuff. Overwatch is awesome. I love Overwatch. WoW and Heroes and all that. It's just I don't have the need to have all this stuff. Like I have a Reaper statue. What do I need to keep a Deadly of Reaper for?
I've got the Stein on my shelf, and I thought that was really cool last year.
Yeah, that was the big item last year.
Yeah, like that's kind of worth it because I got some. I like beer steins. I don't have a collection of them, but if I'm going to start one, I've got that one, or I can put something in it.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like why I've got a couple Funko Pops, but I haven't gone out and bought any of them. One was given to me as a gift. I've told this story before. My brother went to Cleveland Comic Con, got me from The Crow, the movie. He's got me one of those, and then the other ones I have are from old Loot Crate things that I don't have anymore because it stopped being stuff that I was wanting. So
There comes a point when you have to kind of decide what you want to collect and only get that. You can't like collect it all.
Yeah.
Like if
Yep.
you collect all the Funkos, you would look like a store.
Yeah, that would be disturbing.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a
Yeah, I
level
know.
where that passes creepy, right?
I have a friend who
This-
does that with amiibos. All of
What
them.
are amiibos? Oh yeah, I know what
They're
amiibos are.
Nintendo
I
Funko
know.
Pop, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I know.
And they give you digital content
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of digital content,
Oh,
nice
amiibos.
segue. Nice segue.
Well done, sir.
Yeah. What we do know so far, every game is going to get something. They've revealed one, and it is not Macreadin. It is not Mercury. It is not.
That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
That was a joke from John Jagger. I figured.
Yeah, but that would still be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not a McCree Murloc skin pet. Instead, what we're getting is, well, we're Alliance players. We're getting a giant flying boat, and Horde is getting Well,
I'm on a boat.
It's a
Hey,
2-person Zeppelin.
so one of my teammates in Vex has the airship already and was floating around with it in raid when we were up on KJ's ship. It's clunky looking, but two things about it: it floats really high above the ground, like really high, and it's very detailed. So that's pretty cool.
And
I think though,
if you zoom in real close, Anduin's lockets on it.
oh, funny.
Yep.
I think that there will be a point which, just like the song "The Macarena," they will become excessive. But it's pretty cool to start
Would that
off
have
with.
been the day they were announced?
Well, like when you start seeing them everywhere, I think they'll lose a little bit of their
Would
charm.
that be the day they were announced? Because that's all I saw that day. Well, other people who didn't have it yet. Because
Right. It will become epidemic and then less charming than it was.
I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, these are cooler, obviously, but the old, the Sparkle Pony, the first one that WoW did, they were really cool for about an hour and a half, and then you saw them everywhere because that's when everyone could get to the line.
The Sparkle Pony.
The
What's that?
the very first mount that they put on sale.
Is that the Celestial
Yeah.
Steed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
didn't-
awesome.
I wasn't playing back then.
Well, I mean, the mounts
was-
are cool. They have, if you type /mount special, they each have firing animations. So that's always cool too.
That's cool.
I will, obviously I'm planning on getting them because, hey, that's another mount to my collection. Which I don't think you've noticed, Scarlet. I have that title that you have.
You're catching up.
Congrats.
Lord-
Slowly but
Rings.
surely.
So
Well, technically,
what-
I have more mounts than her, just because of Horde and Alliance both, and how the achievement works is usable on one character. She had more that way,
what's your total mount collection say?
like 367.
I think I beat you. Mine says 375.
Well, I haven't. I'll have to look after the show.
But I'm trying to figure out like how many are what am I trying to say? How many are Horde? Because there's no way to keep track now, and with all the class mounts, I honestly have no idea how many mounts I actually have usable on one character. Because I got the 300 a while back.
If you can go through your filter and put, I think usable is one of them. You could find out that way.
I tried, but my number still stays the same in the collection.
Well, manually count then.
No.
Alright. So yeah, we got mounts, which is awesome. No Murlocs, but there's that. We'll find out here relatively soon. Hearthstone, Overwatch stuff, which I'm assuming is going to be a player portrait, possibly a spray. Stuff like that. Heroes, StarCraft. Everything usually gets, portraits and stuff like that when possible. But you remember how last year people were complaining like they didn't get to see, like I know some people didn't get to see the voice actor panel or
Yes.
stuff like that.
That's a hot topic. Yeah.
Apparently, this year's different. They're having cameras for everything. If it is officially scheduled, there's a camera so you can watch it. So if I want to see the voice actor panel and watch Markonin, oh my god, it's Illidan, I'll be able to see that. Presuming he's on camera. But
I know for sure McCree is not going to be there
What?
because he's getting married and will be. Oh no, wait, that was TwitchCon. Never mind, he could still be at BlizzCon. I digress. He won't be at TwitchCon because he's getting married to the girl from Critical Role, who is his fiancée.
well, I would hope
Nice.
he's his fiancée if he's getting married to her.
Right?
Because that would be a little weird otherwise. But yeah, they're gonna.
So he goes to try to marry someone and rolls a 1 on the 20-sided die and ends up marrying someone
Whoa.
totally wrong. Oh, damn it! I wasn't trying to marry you. I'm engaged to her.
That would be amusing if they had a D&D themed wedding. If they did a D&D themed wedding, I guarantee you the dice that they use would have 20s on every side.
Right.
Of course.
They'd have to.
And they go to cut the cake, and she's gonna smash it in his face, and she rolls a 20, a natural 20, and just KOs him in one shot.
Yeah, that would be amusing. So he might be there.
That would be awesome.
We still don't know who the band is, which is normal. But we'll find that out probably Halloween.
Probably.
Little bit
That's
before
when
that.
they announced it last year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's usually a week or two ahead of time, which I get why, but they really need to give some notice.
Well, as long as it's not Nickelback, right?
I'm going to laugh when it is Nickelback. I won't watch it.
I like Nickelback.
I'm not going
you.
to watch it if it's Nickelback, but I would laugh. But yeah, it's just one of them things. There's going to be some behind the scenes stuff, like they're going to let cameras behind the scenes, so we'll get to see somehow like this is how they do this kind of stuff. And then on top of everything else, they did a pre-screening, like a pre-show announcement show thing already this week, and they're just gonna more content. Like they're doing videos. Whenever you buy the virtual ticket, you're access to even more videos. What's free? There's some stuff free. There's some stuff that isn't. I can't tell you exactly what all that is, but pretty much every week more videos are coming out.
You know, it'd be cool if they had done it, but it's not going to happen. Is if they had done a life-sized ice sculpture of Arthas as the Lich King in like a little bubble, so it wouldn't melt so fast. That would have been cool for Frozen Throne.
I would think they would do that for Bolvar because they already have an Arthas statue.
Well, right, but Bolvar wasn't the featured dude in the Hearthstone expansion.
No, but I have a feeling we're going to see him soon. Like maybe not in the announcement itself, but sometime early next year.
Could be.
See, I guess.
We'll see. But anyway, moving on. Unless you guys have anything else BlizzCon related.
I was trying to think. Their new arena will be up and running by then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's going to tie in at all, but I've heard that a lot of the events that they're going to have, they're like the live competitions, were going to be, I think, more featured or dudded up than previous years. So that'll be interesting.
They've got the StarCraft arena, which has been the StarCraft arena since they started doing it. But I don't think they're going to change that. I have a feeling that's where Overwatch is going to be, that new arena.
I think so too.
Yeah,
it's
that would
probably
be
going to
cool.
be the pretty one.
Can you imagine if they sell tickets and sell those out? I mean, they'd be doing better than the Miami Marlins.
They do sell tickets. If you have a BlizzCon ticket, you get in free. If you don't, you can buy a ticket to go and watch it anyway. But yeah. Speaking of Hearthstone, I'm jumping around in the show notes a bit, but Hearthstone. I heard a rumor, and I don't know if it's true. Scarlett, you'll know better than me, and if we don't know, we'll confirm it for next week. Are the Global Championships not at BlizzCon this year?
I don't know. I think so.
Because I had heard someone talking the other night.
They have. I don't know. I haven't heard that.
All right. Well, we'll keep up on this unless Alessandra in chat, because I know she's here. Unless she confirms or denies one way or another, because she'll know. But otherwise, since we're talking Hearthstone, October Brawl, which is a weird way of phrasing it, I guess. I don't know. That's what they called it. Is live, and because of that, Twitch Prime got your. Is it your choice, or do you get both?
I think you get both. I'm not sure.
I'm going to find out.
I have the details up. Oh, it actually says choose your side, so you choose.
That's right.
You choose, but you redeem both card backs, but you choose by using one of the card backs.
right, so do you want to, since it is Hearthstone, and I know about the card backs. I know a little bit about the details, but it was Hearthstone, so I stopped paying attention about 7 sentences in.
I honestly, I'll go through it, but I honestly don't understand why this brawl is. So basically, what it is there's 2 teams: Team Void and Team Light. Each team consists of 3 streamers, Hearthstone streamers. So on Void, it's Dog, Tice, and Jackie Chan, and on the Light, it's Crip, Reynad, and Ali Straza. So Blizz gave them new accounts, fresh. Each account received I don't know,
10, I believe.
10 classic packs and a welcome bundle. And then when players go to Twitch and they link their Twitch Prime, they then get the card backs, and you choose whether you're representing Void or Light. So when you play a game, let's say I chose Team Light, if I'm just making that up, then if I win a game in certain modes, so each week it's a different mode. So for example, September 11 to 15 is Wild. Actually, I think it's any mode, but those are the card backs. Anyways, so if you win a game, the streamers, whoever represented higher, those streamers get 10 packs of cards on that fresh account.
Man, I should start doing this. I didn't know it was ready yet.
No. The 10 packs is only the streamers, it's only those 6 people. It's not everybody else.
Right. I just didn't know it was live yet.
Yeah, but I don't understand why.
It's a fun thing. That's all I can say. They're having fun with it.
I guess. So basically, the more games you win using the card back gets your streamer extra card packs so they can build better decks and your team can win, etc.
Well, there's because I haven't been winning any.
Do you have the card back?
Not yet. I'm going to look it up right now.
The streamers can only play that account while they're streaming, and only they can't buy anything on it, etc. There's rules so that they can't, get extra cards and whatnot. But yeah, it doesn't replace the tavern brawls. Some people were worried about that, but it's just something between September and October.
So I heard that Crip is on Team Light, Reynad is on Team Light, which I find really funny because I've heard he can be...
Yeah, but Team Light isn't like...
I know, I find it funny.
Crip is also very, very salty, so...
He can be, but he's still funny.
Ali Straza.
Yeah, I don't know about her.
It's a girl streamer. I like her. She's cool. I don't watch her stuff all the time because I actually forgot to favorite her, but I've seen her. She was promoted on the launcher a few months ago. And then Team Dark or Void is Dog. I like Dog. His streams are cool. And Tice, I like his streams too. And Jackie Chan. I haven't watched his streams, but his games at the tournaments are pretty cool. So the 6 streamers are really good.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to pick scrubs like me to play.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they never contacted me about it. But out of the 2 card backs, I like the Void one better. So I would say if I was doing it either way, I would be Team Void. I'm not.
Well, you get both card backs.
I know, but I'm saying if I were to pick one, that's the one I would pick just because I think it looks better.
I get it.
What about you? What are you going to pick?
I would alternate between the 2.
I'm going to definitely start off with whatever Team Light is. But I can't find it.
What do you mean you can't find it?
Like I clicked on the link and it said I have to sync my account. My account's already synced.
Oh, your Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime. You have to. So if you have Amazon Prime, you have to link Twitch and Amazon, and then you have to link it to your BattleNet. So
I've already done that because I get the free crate in Overwatch.
Oh,
So I'm
fair
flicking
then.
through it. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just a little glitch. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. And if not, we can just play StarCraft.
Nice. Good segue again.
Nice segue.
A plus right there. Scarlet, I heard there's something that
What?
you're going to be excited about in StarCraft.
Day 9.
Yep.
He is doing, and he's going to have his own announcer pack in StarCraft. Yay!
Did you listen
Pretty
to
funny
any,
so far.
Did you listen to any of them?
I didn't actually. Should I?
did. They're pretty good.
Not right now, but yeah, there's one. I think it's a Protoss one. He's actually kind of picking on Artosis. I thought that was funny. But yeah,
That's cute.
he made his name with StarCraft, so it made sense that they'd put him in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't remember if we covered it last week, so if we did, I apologize, and it's not in the show notes. But Neeb is the first person to win 3 of the 8 tournaments in a year.
Congrats.
Don't think we
Yeah,
covered
congrats
it.
to him.
I think that happened after.
Yeah, we were just talking
Factor.
about it was coming up. It was what, the top 7 or something?
Yeah,
were left.
the Montreal thing, yeah. It was just coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, Neeb won that, which means he won 3 out of the 8 total. So he's so far ahead on points, he is guaranteed going to BlizzCon. And right now he's considered kind of the favorite, even over the Koreans, which is weird. But I think a lot of the big-time Korean like powerhouses for StarCraft have kind of gone to the remastered because, I don't know, they came better, I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe. Either way, Neeb is from the U.S., so I'm going to root for him, but who knows? We'll see.
All right, I figured it out. I'm hooked up. I'm wired.
And
I'm not
you
gonna do
chose
any-
which card back?
Too much coffee.
I made light my favorite. Does that do it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I figured it out. It took a couple extra steps. It's really cool that Amazon Prime is linked to all this stuff, to Twitch and all that. A lot of extra button clicks, but I got it figured out. So I'm locked and loaded, which is good because I do Hearthstone on my lunch breaks.
Okay, so
There
we
you
got
go.
Void, Light.
Are you going to segue?
I'm both.
And goes both ways.
Yep.
And then whatever this guy is right here.
He's Team Paper Bag.
Dang.
We love you, Helen.
He's missing it.
But
I'll have to watch the replay.
did you pay anything for those card backs?
Mhm.
So you got.
No,
it
I was
for
already
free?
on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. So
I already had
so
Amazon.
basically, because of that, you got them for free, right?
Yeah, I got the free golden loot crate in Overwatch too, and there's some more stuff coming out.
Awesome. So you know
Yeah.
what else is free?
Salty tears when you play against Symmetra.
Sure. Those are always free. I mean, they will be next weekend. Or during the middle. I don't know. Whatever the 22nd to the 25th is, I'm not good at dates.
It's next
week.
Friday,
Yeah, that's next
22nd.
weekend. That's what I
28th
thought.
is Wednesday.
Yeah, next weekend. Overwatch is getting another free weekend, despite the fact that we clearly don't know. Players don't deserve it, but
That's going to be good. I think that Overwatch is growing very quickly. The other, I told you earlier, I'm playing PUBG, and they just hit a massive milestone. So I think Overwatch has to keep on the edge to be the most relevant right now. I haven't heard hardly any news on other first-person shooters outside of Destiny 2's got a lot of steam right now. But Overwatch is still king of the hill as far as what I'm seeing on Twitch coverage, and I guess PUBG's up there too right now, though.
yeah. Well, they're different kind of games. It's you have Overwatch is the team shooter, and you have PUBG, which is kind of teamy, but not. It's a weird. Having played the game, it is I do understand the appeal of it, but I don't consider them in the same genre at all.
Hmm.
Like, Overwatch is a team shooter, PUBG is kind of a survival shooter, kind of.
Right. But I mean, have you heard of anything else really in that ballpark right now?
Outside of
I mean,
esports stuff, no, because CS:GO is still the one to beat.
yeah, but I don't think they're not going into the kind of league framework.
They've
That
got their own
Overwatch is
tournament.
entering.
No, Overwatch is doing its thing, and no other esports ever done it. So it's like,
Right.
it's like this is what everyone else does, and Overwatch is way over here doing its thing, and no one knows how well it's going to work. We're all hoping for the best, but
So that's why I think the free play weekends are good. Hook some people in with Roadhog that haven't normally committed to that direction.
or we can blow people up with Junkrat. Either way,
Absolutely
I like
valid choice.
Junkrat.
Junkrat is fun with the buffs now. And I was watching, since we're talking Overwatch, I was watching Contenders earlier, which is some of the pro teams. Junkrat I saw in almost every game. I was like, I can play Junkrat,
Yeah.
no one will be mad at me.
He's my favorite to start with. And if you remember playing with me, Draven and Scarlet, I mean, there's some times where you groove on Junkrat and it's like hitting pool shots in billiards. You're killing people from absurd angles and they can't even look at you. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, there are counters to him. Zarya in
Pharah.
particular. Pharah, yeah.
Yep.
And Farah.
Farah.
Zarya's easy.
Pharah not as much anymore because of the triple jump that is capable.
Mhm.
But
But Farah still, if they're not a good Zarya, if they're not a good Zarya player, you can trap them and then they didn't bubble and then you just kill them.
yeah, I'm just saying a decent Zarya will counter a
Yeah, yeah,
good
yeah.
Junkrat. But yeah, so the tiers of people who hate on Junkrat, now they have to go back to hating on Hanzo again.
Right?
Not that they ever stopped, but
You know, I just showed a whole bunch of people the Dino Flask video on one of those things where Jeff Kaplan was talking about how the new comp mode, if you pick Hanzo for a competitive match, it erases your hard drive and then melts your computer.
Dino Flask is
yeah,
awesome.
he's
Yes.
one of the few parody type things that I actually follow. So yeah, there's that. But speaking of Kaplan, Jeff Money Kaplan, as Liking Balls calls him,
Yes.
he put out a video. It's like those dev updates, but this is
Yep.
instead of hey, this is what's coming. This is more of a guys. Can you just be nice for a change?
Right?
Yeah.
It's basically saying, we'd have a lot more cool stuff if we didn't have to keep fixing our report system because of these people being, they suck. Not suck as in how good they're at the game, but they suck as people.
Right. This made
So-
big news.
Oh yeah.
There was other news. You guys may not have known this, but remember how last week Jeff called out the person who got reported like 2,200 times?
Yes.
So the guy posted on Reddit, he's like, so here's a screenshot of my battle tag and my games and stuff, just so you know it is me. I'm the guy who got reported so many times. Hey, look, they perma-banned me instead of just, so they went and re-reviewed he had a temporary ban, and now he got perma-banned since. Even though he wasn't playing, because he was still temporary banned, they changed it from temp to perma.
Well, I mean,
He's like, I was just doing it to show a point that it didn't work, and now, so I'll go back to being nice on my other account. And everybody was like, you're
an idiot.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stop
That's
being
dumb.
an idiot. You weren't doing it to prove a point. You're just a jerk.
exactly.
You don't get that many reports by I'm just proving a point. No, you're a jerk. Shut up.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically what I got from the video that Kaplan just did, he didn't say this, but that's the feeling I got. It just him looking at you and going, "I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed."
Well, okay. The news report I read cited some number of like 400 and something thousand reports since the console reporting went live, and they issued 340 40,000. I don't have the
Was
exact
that
number.
just console, or was that overall? Like not the perma bans for cheating. This is from the
Right.
reports.
This was including. I don't have that exact thing in front of me, but it was like 75 or 80% of reports actually had action taken on them by Blizzard. Which, I mean, you think of the human resources hours required for those employees to go through that many things. Holy crap!
Yeah. Well, I think
That's a lot of jerks.
I think that a lot of that system is automated. I don't know that for sure, and it only sees a human on the. Was this really? Like, if the computer can't decide for sure, which would have a program behind it or whatever. I don't know, but. I don't know if that was just console or if that was like Overwatch overall. Like, because of reporting, 400,000 of these were bans, or we hit because of whatever, not because of cheating, I would imagine. But yeah. But that is a high. It's just
Give me a quick second, and I'll keep going. I'm going to find that article real quick.
A lot of it was we just don't see it right away, so we're thinking like it doesn't work. It just sometimes Blizzard takes a while, which if you've been playing Warcraft for any period of time, you know that even people get caught botting, they get banned all at once.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I've got the quote here. It says, "We've taken disciplinary action against over 480,000 accounts, and 340,000 of those were a direct result of reporting, and the vast majority of actions." So it looks like while most of that is part of the report system, they still have to review a lot of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's still a lot of touches by human people.
And let's say we get rid of this. Like, it still exists, but people stop being jerks. Imagine what other stuff in the game we could have by now.
Right.
Yep.
That's where I was going with that. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't say it, but it sure sounded like it.
It's disappointing, and I mean, okay, so Scarlett, tell me if this sounds familiar. I smoked someone in a Hearthstone game where I got a really nice opening combo, and they were dead by round 4.
Were
You
you
have
on
a
a
friend
druid?
request from no.
Okay,
I was on a priest, and
Yeah.
I drew Barnes, and Barnes threw out a 1/1 version of the Obsidian Defender
but just,
dude.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And I was just like, res, and he pops back up in the next turn as a 9/9. Or what is it? The 4/8. You know, the point is that I was pulling 9 cost cards out from turn 4.
Yeah.
So right after that, it says you have a friend request from a recently vanquished foe or whatever it is. And I'm like, I'm not even going to accept it. I'm just going to decline it because it's going to be salty
Salty.
F-bombs.
Yeah.
Back when I was still playing Hearthstone, a lot at the time, I got a friend request from someone that we literally both ran out of cards, and we died to fatigue. Like, it was like 1-0 at the end because that was just how it worked. And he put a friend request out. I was like, worst that'll happen is he'll scream at me or something for picking up thing, because we both had control decks or set to fatigue the other, and it was just really funny, and we stayed friends for a while on the same list, and then I took him off because I wasn't ever talking to him or anything like that. We had our time. Thanks, bye.
Right.
I had that. It was a couple weeks ago. It was a priest mirror, actually, and it was down to both of us fatigued. We both had enough health that we were gonna die from fatigue next turn, and we both had 1 card left. And I thought he had a mind control left, and I had a mind control left, and there was 1 minion on the board. So I stole it. I was like, well, it's now or never. So I stole it, and then his turn came. He was down to 1 health, and it was just like a heal card. Not heal him, like heal minions card. So he lost. But it was an amazing game, and I friended him, but he didn't accept right away. And then a week later he accepted, but I remembered the name, and I was like, dude, that was so awesome. He was like, oh, thank you. I thought you were going to be mean or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, we kind of were like, oh, that was an awesome game, and then that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an understandable reaction on his part to I don't know.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's
Exactly.
sad, but I mean, that's
Yeah, more often than not, it's a bunch of salty kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
speaking of salty kids, Heroes had some stuff. I'm just on point with these segues.
Look at
That was
this.
not a segue.
Look at this. That was like a crash and burn into the next topic, but okay.
We're called Epic Fail. That's supposed to happen all the time. So, first off, Heroes people have been wanting a dragon forever. Chromie does not count as a dragon. She's a gnome.
She's a dragon. She just uses gnome form for her walking
but
around.
You never see her as a dragon. Thus, in the game,
She's a straight up dragon.
Thus, in the game, she is not a dragon, she's a gnome. She just has abilities that are dragon themed. That being said, people have been like, Deathwing, Deathwing! And then when Diva was coming out, claw marks on the door, people were like, oh my god, it's going to be Deathwing! No, it's just Diablo. And Diva was the reveal. This one, there was a few guesses. They did a tease. There was a picture, like a purplish sword, a couple purplish swords, kind of superhero-y. Definitely had an Overwatch look and feel to it, which were versions of Varian's swords, because he went Fury like a noob. It's true. And then there was what looked like a stone hand, getting ready to punch it, and we're just like, okay, well that kind of looks Overwatchy for some reason. So everyone was like, it's either Zarya or Diva, a skin for Varian, and I was in the Diva side because it looked more Diva than Zarya to me, and I was wrong. And then it looked like something Overwatch like for a map, which I didn't personally see, but there was that theory out there for Volsky it was going to be a map. Today, during HGC, literally minutes before their power went out for over an hour, they revealed a new trailer revealing new heroes and stuff. And the first thing you see was, I don't know what the official name for it is, but it's a Soviet / Zarya themed
Volskaya Industries.
It's Volskaya.
Volskaya.
But the first thing you see was
Yeah.
Varian. Before you know
A
anything
Russian
else about
Varian.
it. And it looked
I'm
like he
watching
was
it
in
right
Russia. It's a theme for a Zarya theme because of the swords. And you get all this other stuff, and then all of a sudden the team shows up and they're getting ready to go at it, and then it zooms off to the distance and you see Ana from Overwatch. I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting her yet, but she was on my list of things that were coming. And she shoots. Falstad goes flying off his bird, which I thought was hysterical. And
If that actually could happen in a game, that would be hysterical.
So we now have a skill shot healer, which will be interesting. I have a feeling she's going to be just as overpowered due to necessity of the skill shot as she is in Overwatch. And then they go fighting for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, Junkrat pops up on the screen. I'm like, I wasn't expecting him to BlizzCon. I thought he was going to be part of the BlizzCon, like, woohoo.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And, yeah, I love that cinematic. I'll have it linked in the show notes, and along with some of the other stuff we've talked about before. But Junkrat had his Riptire. He took out the enemy team.
I like his mount. His mount is
I don't think that's
fantastic.
his mount. I think that's his second ultimate.
What? It looks like he used an ability that looked like a bit like Falstad's fly to a location on a map thing.
I mean, it was.
It's probably his bombs.
Yeah. Well, it was at one of those big rockets.
He was riding on it.
Yeah, he was riding on it. I think he's going to be. I think that's his second ultimate where he can be a global hero, and just jump around and pick, and it's going to blow up when he gets there, and he's immune to it or something like in Overwatch. I don't know.
That's awesome.
He's got Riptire though, so I don't know. Maybe he won't have a mount except for whenever. Maybe his Z is going to be. You can use that as a mount. Who knows? Maybe it is like Falstad. Who knows? I just kind of curious what his other abilities are going to be.
Yeah, that's a good question because, I mean, you'd think that Riptire, if you have to choose between Riptire and something else for an ultimate, that's kind of, that's a tough pick because Riptire is iconic.
Yeah.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Hey, it's coming soon. So we'll see. I think Anna is the first hero coming because I don't think they're gonna release them at the same time. And then Junkrat will come later. They were just saying, "Hey, he's gonna show up." But okay, I'm dropping a ton of frames right now, so I'll have to mark the time.
Don't drop frames.
Yeah, don't do that. Did you? Well, I'll get back to it in a second.
Yeah, it's dropping. It's like going from fine to dropping a ton. Like I went from 0 drop frames until literally just now I've gone over 1,000 in the past 2 minutes.
The podcast I'm watching on Twitch has definitely got some slow-mo going on.
Yeah.
Maybe I can take advantage of this moment. Let's see. I'm gonna have to watch. I'll have to watch. It looks like it's picking back up. Oh, wait. You can dance if you want to.
Sorry for the break, guys. As soon as we get this sorted, this happens every now and then.
Don't be doing this.
I mean, it seems to be recording
caught
just
up.
fine. Yeah.
It caught up on the broadcast too.
Yeah, looks like we're good.
So, did you get a look at the map, the Volskaya map? There's conveyor belts everywhere. What the hell?
There is.
It is a cluster of a map. Hopefully it's not Hanamura Part 2 in that
I like Hanamura.
in
it's
Overwatch.
It's good.
No, in
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes.
You
I
are
like following the
crazy.
payload. It's fun.
You
Yeah.
are crazy. That is the worst map they've done.
What they need though on that
It's
map
cute.
you know
It's
the
pretty.
cartoon.
Well, yeah.
There's the cartoon where Zenyatta is keep begging everyone to follow the payload, and they keep running off and dying. They need to have like that as the announcer voice for the Hanamura map.
The payload. The payload.
Yes.
I will give you that it is pretty, Scarlet. It is one of the prettier maps.
But I
The map
like
in
following
and of
the little
itself.
payloads.
Okay, but from a competitive side, and I don't mean just the pros, I mean actually playing the game just at any level, it is a garbage map. Which is why they took it down and you can't play it.
You can't play Hanamura?
Nope, you cannot play
What?
Hanamura currently in Heroes outside of a custom game.
Oh,
That's
sad.
weird.
It had a lot of interesting features to it.
There's some of them are in the new Volskaya map, like the
The giant robot.
well, there's the giant robot, but that's a different robot. No, like the mercenary camps, how they work.
Okay.
Like there's the support one, which is what the one everyone was complaining about. So we're gonna see the bribers come back. That kind of thing.
Well, I mean, was bribing? So the characters that could take bribe as talents
There
were
was a
those
couple of them.
used heavily before that?
Not really.
In competitive, at least. I wasn't aware
in
there
the
was a
high
popular
end
choice.
on Hanamura, the few times that it was even considered, you were looking like in streams. It was never once played professionally. It got banned out every
Okay.
time.
That
You
was
would
my
see-
question.
You would see Nova because she had bribe. You would see Murky because he's got bribe. Falstad, he's got bribe. If the hero had bribe, they were either banned or picked instantly.
Okay. That's what I was curious about because I felt like bribe was very underpicked
Yeah, well,
and
there's
unused,
only like
except Hanamura.
Yeah, there's only like 3 or 4 heroes that even have it anymore. So giving them a map to take advantage of it, okay, fine. But because of the power level of say that healing, which is basically a team-wide, holy crap, everyone just got 3/4 of their health back. It made it not fun for people, and plus just the way the map was set up, and 2-lane maps are really hard to do and do well. But I made a comment about dragons earlier,
Yes.
and I even mentioned Deathwing specifically. Blizzard, in their long line of trolling us, and I will say Dreadlord Jaina as a skin in particular, we're getting Deathwing sort of
Mm-hmm.
as a diva skin because
That is kind of cool.
I thought it was
It looks
hysterical.
cool.
Everyone was like, yes, we called Deathwing. We got Deathwing. That counts. I'm just like, it's funny, but no. I saw
It's a cool skin. It's a cool skin.
the first, like, it was going through it, like, briefly flashed on that first time, and if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't have seen it until like 10 seconds later. And I was like, wait a minute, was that Demon Diva? And then it showed it again. I'm like, holy crap, that's Deathwing Diva. Blizzard, you freaking trolls.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have Deathwing, but it's still a very cool Diva
that's
skin.
not saying we're not going to get Deathwing.
We have Diablo, though. He's kind of like Deathwing.
Not even a little bit.
No, but if any of them got a skin, I would have thought Diablo would have been the easiest.
If
Deathwing
Diablo
skin.
got a skin, I would then say that Deathwing is not happening.
Right.
But because it is Diva with that skin, I would think that it is still possible.
What about, okay, so Arthas, what about like a Bolivar skin where it's kind of like a
I would be
molten
okay with the
rack?
Bolivar Arthas skin. Right now I'm
Yeah,
using
wouldn't
the
that be
old
cool?
Halloween skin for him because that's the one I like.
Right.
He turns into
That's a good
bat.
one.
He turns into a bat. That helps.
I'm just wondering if
That's
you could,
kind
if
of cool.
they make like a match of them, kind of like the Deathwing looking or the Bolivar looking or the, you know what I mean? Like a couple that look like a party or a themed group. That'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool.
I would be okay at least with I wouldn't want a Deathwing Arthas. Bolivar Arthas would be fine.
They'd share some similarities though, you know what I mean? Like kind of the lava cracking
Oh yeah, there's that.
skin looking,
But they're
yeah.
but they look different enough.
right.
Because the defining thing for Deathwing is his chin, which is why he was
Yes.
called Death Chin for so long.
What?
Death Chin.
He had
Not
a
just for Jay
giant
Leno.
I know his.
steel.
No one's gonna think that joke was funny, except me.
Well, I just wanted to hear what Scarlett had to say, so I stopped talking.
I heard it. I don't.
Okay.
I
mean, it's possible we'll get Deathwing eventually, but who knows? The other thing that they showed, besides the conveyor belts and the overtime on the points and stuff like that, just like an Overwatch, was there's a new boss. Not a boss, but it's a
mechanical.
It's a vehicle basically. But unlike every other vehicle, you get to cho'Gall this thing up. 2 people.
Was that how it works?
Oh.
2 people in it. One person's a driver, one person's a gunner.
That's pretty cool. That would bring an interesting dynamic because then you're taking 2 people off the map. You're giving them, you know, yeah.
Giving
so
them a
that's
very powerful mech from what they're saying.
right, but you can't split them up.
No,
You know what I mean? Like, so there's new dynamics and meta that will emerge from that.
possibly. I have a feeling the map won't get competitive use right away until they figure out how to best do it.
I was gonna say, don't they usually wait a few weeks?
It's usually, for heroes at least, when a new hero comes out, 2 weeks before they are allowed to be played. But for maps, it's usually like within a week. But I have a feeling that it won't even get picked for a good month or 2, just because.
Yeah, they gotta sound it out, see where everything falls and how they can exploit it.
But yeah, Trixler being Trixler, one of the casters, asked to do, because they had a Q&A with the guy who was helping make it and all that. I don't think he's in charge of heroes, but he's one of the guys in charge. He was asking questions like, could cho'Gall get into it, the 2-person mech, and would that be it? And he's like, yeah, but if they're the driver, then they're both the driver, and only Cho would get the drive, and Gall would be not there.
That would
Well,
be weird.
So you could put
Currently-
cho'Gall in the driver's seat and then still have the gunner seat, and Gall would just not be there anymore, which makes it stupid.
Well, but when that happened before, you could still use the secondary abilities. So
Yeah,
Cho, who walks around, I was still able to use Gall.
yeah, you could
From-
use Gall as like in the stuff, but I think they disabled Gall for it. That's the way I understood
Okay.
it. I might have misunderstood, but that's how I heard it. So then Trixler was also like, "Could you put both Vikings in there?" And they were like, "No, no, we turned that off."
That
You
would be
put-
weird.
You put one Viking in there; it's already going to be hard enough.
Well, it'd be interesting if you put Cho Gall in and then you had a gunner and so you're taking up 3 player slots with it, and you had Cho'Gall turreting also. That would be interesting.
That would be different, but I have a feeling depends on how you would defend it.
Well, that's the trick, right?
I would think that it would just not be worth at all. Because that's usually how it goes with Cho'Gall in general in the first place. He's okay on two lane maps, but put him in a third, not really.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
yeah, it'll be interesting. That was cool. Yeah, that's pretty much the non-WoW stuff, unless you guys have anything else. I mean, we're already over an hour and we haven't even started WoW yet. Starlight pre-show. It seems kind of a slow week.
The only other thing is something I already mentioned was about Destiny 2, which is not part of this suite of stuff, but yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Warcraft! So, we got the Netherlight Crucible. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Okay, I know it was Netherlight something, I just didn't know if it was Crucible. It's unlocked! And once you unlock it on one character, it's unlocked on all of them. End of story.
Sort of.
Well, it's unlocked, but how far they're unlocked is still up to each person. Like, row 1, that first one, the 5 item levels, or 15 since you're doing all 3, unlocked.
I found it, it should have had an instruction manual, because I didn't understand what the hell was going on right away.
Okay. I thought it was easy up until, is this one better than this one? And I had to do the math on it.
Yeah.
So,
but
I'm in max as much as I can. Hence why I was always getting like, why are you still in last raid's tier when you have like 3 pieces of this raid? I'm like, because I can't use it yet, it's a DPS loss. I'll have more health, that's it. My DPS will go down. And then when I got my 4-piece, my DPS shot 9. Usually number 1 or number 2 for most of the fights. And made Galv sad.
That's just because Dez wasn't there. That's the only reason.
Yeah, that helped. But in terms of the Netherlight Crucible, the easiest way it's a pyramid. You pick the relic you want to look at, and then you click the top one, because it's free. 5 item levels on your artifact weapon. Guess what? That's more DPS. And then if you've unlocked enough, concordance levels, you have the next one down unlocked. Now, this is assuming you pick the one in the far left. And you can pick left or right, shadow or light. Depending on how you want to do it, you'll pick one or the other. If you're going to min-max, like in my case, I'm a damage dealer. I'm going to go with the one that does the most damage. They're random what you get when you plug them in. Like, you put it in there, and it's like, oh, okay, there's this, and there's a little test one, and it's random. You get. But once it's set, it's set. So you pick one or the other. Go ahead. They
gave you a 4th slot to preview.
That's the test. Yeah, that's the preview.
Yep. So what happens is you got I was trying to figure out, what are you supposed to absorb another relic to fuel the improvements to the first relic? Right. So I was like, what am I doing with this 4th slot? How do I melt this thing down to make it useful for these other ones? And that wasn't the case.
It's literally just this is what it'll turn into.
Right. So what you do is you put the relic in there, and it will say, if you plug this relic into your weapon, here's what the tree will be.
Yep.
So you can decide whether or not that randomly generated tree of talents, because it's like a mini talent tree for each of your relics, is worth substituting. Mm-hmm. So,
and what I found, at least for Ret Pallies, if it's less than 5 item levels, or if it's more than 5 item levels lower, there is 0 chance you'll use it.
Why would you put in something 5 item levels lower?
Because the tree might be worth it.
Yeah.
I was looking at one. Like, if I have a piece of crap relic with, like, my trait, if the item level was just way high, let's say I have a 925 relic, but it's a defensive cooldown reduction for my trait. But if I plug this other one in, which is, say, 5 item levels lower, but it has my best holy crap, socket bonus thing, it might actually be better, even though it's a lower item level. So there's
there's some talents that are specific to the role you're trying to fill as well. I'm going to see if I can pull one up while I'm thinking about it. But for instance, on my DK blood, I had a choice between something like 500 haste and 500 something else, or something that had no impact whatsoever on my survivability.
Yeah.
And so for that relic, the haste was the big appeal, because then I'm getting my resources faster. I think it was like haste and crit.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I would want to pick a survivability one, right? Like armor enhancement, or even leech, or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I had 30 relics to choose from to go through and
What?
test. 'Cause
did you stockpile that many?
as soon as it was announced, and then I ended up buying a ton of the 880s, hoping that they'd tighten Forge up and stuff like that.
Yeah,
None of them did, so I threw them out because there was no
I
way.
blew 1,300 of the new resources as soon as I unlocked it on the 910 relics from the vendor right there, and got jack squat. Nothing useful.
So it used to be a 1,500 cap. I reached that cap 4 times.
Yeah.
Bought relics every time. Like as soon as I got to 1,300, boom, bought 2. Went back, boom, bought 2, and I just kept going. And then I got it up to 2,000, and I got it close to that, and I only bought 3 because I think that's the max that you can buy. Yeah. And it was just, I got nothing out of them.
Yeah, I haven't gotten anything good out of that new resource vendor yet.
Yeah.
And I've gone through like 7 or 8 items,
Yeah.
which isn't a ton, but still,
Yeah.
you'd think that the new resource vendor would yield something useful.
Well, I mean, possibly he is. It's just because of rating and stuff. You might have better.
Yeah, that's true.
For alts, yeah, upgrade city. But yeah, it's mathy if you want to min-max as much as possible. Otherwise, you pick what you want. Now, keep in mind, once you pick it, you can't unpick it.
Nope.
So if you pick the,
Right.
well, if I take damage, this will
Yeah,
help
that's a
me.
good point, Des.
So yeah, if you take the one that's like, if I take damage, it'll help lower the, so you get the shadow do some more damage, or help it heal up and absorb damage if I take damage. That would be good on progression, but once
Right.
you're not in progression anymore, you can't change it to the other one. So you just keep in mind, once you pick something, you can't unpick it, and there is no crap, I picked the wrong one.
Right, which is what Des wants.
Yeah. So you have to be real careful, because once you pick it, you can't unpick it.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, out of the
you have
30
to-
relics that I had picked, 1 was possibly an upgrade, and then I had to do even more math to pick between the two, and it ended up actually being a 0.5 item level upgrade.
The quest was interesting, and I don't know if you were planning on talking about that, but the quest series with is it Illyria?
Mhm.
Yep.
Very cool.
Locust Walker, which nothing
Where-
bad
did I
could
miss-
possibly happen with that.
I don't remember where the hell he came from
He just showed
before.
up. He just showed up. He was never, until she introduced us. We never knew him. We never met him.
Oh, hey, okay. So I pulled it up. I'm at the Crucible, and my blood relic here. The first tree is Master of Shadows, which says 500 mastery and 500 avoidance, or Light's Embrace. Taking damage has a chance to grant you 4,500 health over 45,000 health over 6 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So you
That
can
would be a
get
hard
yourself.
choice.
Well, but 200 at max. Pretend it's a 50,000, right? So at max, you get a 250,000 health hot. That it's 250,000 over 6 secons. That's nothing. I mean, I got
okay.
7.5 million health, so
But it's still a heal that will help. Plus, you might hit the lottery, and it might just keep going because you just keep getting lucky, and it's still hitting. It just maxes up at this is your max hot, and that hot just keeps going. So that could be a permanent heal on you.
I mean, considering the normal,
250,000 per second.
No. 250,000 total over 6 seconds.
Oh, okay. Screw that. Go the other one.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a trickle in the bucket. But if you keep going that direction, you get it's cold as ice. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, hold on. I'm in the wrong.
Like I had that too, where I was like, well, if I pick this one is clearly better. The shadow is clearly better than the light. But if I don't pick this light one, I don't have access to this one, and this is the big one for this relic.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's why the math came in, and it ended up being, no, I'm just going to switch relics.
Right, because if you go through the tier 2 one and you take the tier 3 one that's so far off to the side, that might be the reason you choose the crappy one in the middle. But because they're random, what I haven't seen yet is a big enough sample size to figure out, can you get an optimal random where your tier 2 one and your tier 3 one are the best ones you're looking for? And I don't have the answer to that.
Probably, if it's RNG.
Why do you think I had 30?
Dude, if I had the answer to why you did what you did,
I had that many because I wanted to get as big of a sample size as I could. I'm still going to be buying relics because I don't need 910 gear outside of maybe a trinket that could Titan Forge. Or a different, a Titan Forge 4-piece or something, But relics are where I'm going to be spending all those Veiled Argonites on, because that's going to be the best upgrade. And if I can find one that has this shadow thing, I don't remember what it's called, I'm going to call it Murderous Intent. I think that's the one it is.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That one looks like the best one for DPS.
Yeah. I think that's it's either that one or there's something else. I don't remember, but I think that was the one that was really good. And then Wrath of the Ashbringer extends my wings cooldown. You get those two where you can use them, and yes, I have gotten that combination, but it was on such a low item level relic that it was a downgrade overall. Sadly,
at midpoints. See if I can find one real quick, but yeah.
Yeah, it is possible to get your two best pickable. It's not easy. Out of the 30, that happened twice, and they were on so low that I couldn't use them.
So Murderous Intent is the level 2 ability that says your versatility is increased by 1,500 while Concordance is active.
Okay, that's not
so.
One.
Okay, I thought it was something else.
At least
yeah, that could be. That's true.
Oh, it's a rogue ability. Oh, what is it? Of the week.
Sorry for typing.
Something like Threaten the Weak or something like that. That's the big one that I could get.
So, have the simmers, like Simcraft, have they been able to incorporate this data yet? I haven't seen anything.
It's
yet.
out there. You just have to look for it. Like in my case, I had to go to a website and they gave me numbers, and this is after I had done the 30 relics, by the way. And they gave me numbers of this is what this is worth at this thing, based on your item level and all that. This or your plus however many item levels to your relic, and then based on that, these are the numbers for this slot, this slot, this slot. So
okay, now
there,
I got a question.
But it's not easy to find.
Do you think that they've added this level of complexity to sabotage the modeling calculations?
No, because all it means is you have to do one more step of research.
Yeah.
So in order for relic add-ons, yeah, it's kind of screwing them up right now. But I don't use a relic add-on because I know what between the gives you this many item levels to your artifact weapon, and then the bonus for it. This is worth this versus this. I know where those relatively are, so it's literally the extra 2 steps that you can get because it's the plus 5 item levels is free. So it'll be interesting. You need level 1 is free on all characters, assuming you have a relic there. If you leveled up via invasions, you may not have all 3 relics open. You'll have them open, but you might not have them filled. I found that out that I had some.
There's the BOA tokens are now dropping relic ones that you can send to any of your characters.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's easier to get relics now.
Yeah. Do we have anything else for Netherlight Crucible since we are running long? No? Alright, then up next, Scarlet, you'll love this one. I heard you like pets.
Foxy.
I just named a Foxy. I know it's called Shadow. So, Blizzard, being the nice guys that they are most of the time, unless you're, a jerk to them, and then they might throw some shade back at you, saw that, hurricane hit Texas, and then days later, hurricane hit Florida. You know that thing we usually do at BlizzCon where we release a pet and say, this month and next month charity, yay! Blizzard said, no, we're just going to go ahead and put it out now. And instead of the charity being for the same amount of time, it ends the same time it normally would. So from the time it came out, which was this week, to the end of the year, that little light shadow fox thing, which is modeled after a cat, so if you sit down, it will sit on your lap if you tell it to.
Also, if you're a druid, it will fly on your back.
Yes.
That's cool.
That was, I thought that was neat. $10 goes to charity from anytime between now and the end of the year. Does this mean we're going to get something else at BlizzCon? I doubt it. It's possible, but I doubt it. Because this was intended for BlizzCon.
So when that hurricane hit Harvey the first time around, I actually tweeted at Blizzard and said, "Hey, get me a water elemental pet that and send the money to the right." Well, I was thinking to myself, that's what I had intended. I had implied that, hey, make it like a water elemental model, and it would be give the money to the victims of the hurricane. I didn't get any response. No one gave a crap because no one watches my Twitter except for like 2 people. But
if you tweeted at them and they got the notification, they saw it.
Oh, I'm sure they saw it. I did tweet at them. I think so at least. Mm-hmm. But then I was thinking to myself afterwards, maybe they will go a different route because having a water elemental pet named Harvey or something maybe like
I don't think they would name it Harvey.
Ha.
I think they would, if they did it, they could do a water elemental, but I don't think they would actually name it Harvey. Although I know players that would do that because
absolutely.
You know what the favorite thing about Harvey is, though? And I know that sounds funny. But if I was going to name something Harvey, I would name a rabbit.
Yep.
A rabbit Harvey.
I have one named Harvey.
Really? That's so awesome.
I would
and if
name...
anybody...
Nobody understands it, but...
So, there's a movie with...
It's an old movie.
What's his name? Because he's my favorite black and white actor, and I never remember his name. Jim, the guy from It's a Wonderful Life. What's his name? Fudge Monkey. What's his name?
I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about, though.
Hold on.
But yeah,
it's not.
I have a rabbit named Harvey just because I thought it would be funny, and I know that reference. And people are like, "Why would you name your rabbit Harvey?" I was like, "Dude, you need to watch that movie." I saw it once ever.
James Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
So, 6 foot tall invisible rabbit. Anyways, that's totally off topic.
And I can never hear 6 foot tall invisible bunny rabbit without thinking of Donnie Darko. That's another thing entirely, though.
I was thinking I would name one of those floating heads from the Fragment of Desire. Name one of those Harvey, like Harvey Dent, multiple faces, 2-face.
Damn.
And I thought I had some bad puns in mind. Name one Harvey, name one Dent.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, so we have a fox mount, $10 gets you a pretty mount that you can, or a pet, sorry.
Yeah,
it's a
very cool.
It's cool.
It changes colors, right?
Yep, it's a light theme and a void theme, and it has a little animation that goes back and forth.
He's so pretty.
I have not picked it up yet, but it is on my list of things to do when I have available funds.
The same day I purchase the virtual ticket, it'll be the same day I buy Harvey. Shadow. Wow.
Yeah,
well, I'll name it Harvey now. I'm going to name it Harvey now.
Alright. So yeah, it's on my list of things to get, along with the virtual ticket, probably at the same time. So we told the story earlier, I told the story earlier about how I unintentionally annoyed John Jagger with the invasions. How are you guys liking the change now that the Waystones are gone and you have to do 3 lessers to get into the greater?
I've done one.
I like it. I mean, but that's because I did all of them available, and I would have had to go hunt rares to do that then. So I think it's a smart
I have a
change.
funny story.
Huh?
On Tuesday, my paladin didn't have to do any portals to get into the greater.
Were you still packing stones?
No, they got rid of him. They turned him into Argonite. So maybe, I mean, I had mail.
You had the quest. You probably had the quest to do a greater.
I already done it.
That's weird.
All right. So what's the explanation?
I broke the game again. I don't know. Only this time, you know, it wasn't a boss fight that couldn't kill me because auto bubble. Which, by the way, is the best paladin ability you can have. It'll save you almost every time.
That's weird.
I'm gonna take fatal damage. Oh, sorry, bubble.
That's weird. That's
if
cheating.
If it goes through auto bubble, it can still kill you.
Yep.
But otherwise, if you can immune it, you did immune it.
It's a half a dozen times we had to wait around for you to die.
And then I'll DC in the middle, or like, guys, I'm stuck. Elasan froze me. I can't do anything. That was great. Yeah, it can cause a little bit of chaos every now and then, but you know, it's so fun. That's the default go-to for me. And it has saved my life so many times in Tomb of Sargeras, Maiden, because there's not enough people to soak. But if I leave, everyone else dies.
You had to bring that up again.
Yeah. But if I don't stay stacked, everyone on that side dies. But if I stay stacked, I know it's gonna pop it. So I'm like, well,
yeah,
that's what I have it for.
Yeah, this week I've been counting the bodies. Like, okay, do we have enough to soak this?
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. So, speaking of lesson learned, by which I mean, speaking of, I'm going all lore here. Speaking of killing a Void Naru, I'm assuming, have you guys done the new dungeon?
Yep.
Yes.
So we went un-Illidan on something. I say un-Illidan because it was dark and we're light and, you know, whatever. We're all kind of light. I don't know. We got to take out a Dark Naru, which is how we power the Forge, kind of.
Well, you can't use the still beating heart of an orphan child.
Well, we could have, but it's not Kids Week.
Oh.
So what'd you guys think of the dungeon? And I have a funny story whenever we get back to me. Scarlet,
you go first.
It's pretty, but there's a lot of trash. But it's pretty.
You can skip most of the trash, though. Let's be fair.
Not if you have the world quest in there.
You can still.
Then you gotta do 4 portals and then 4 other portals and then like more stuff.
Still skip a lot of the trash. You don't have to clear the whole thing.
It's
probably.
It was tough to find all of the portals. Like, had to backtrack a bit. But fortunately, even on heroic mode, man, it was raffle stomp time.
There's no normal. It's heroic plus.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a heroic raider on KJ as a tank.
Well,
so
it's dropping 865 gear. It's not a lot harder.
I'm talking about the relative difficulty.
Yeah.
I didn't need the other 4 people in my group. Like, I pull a third of the dungeon.
Yeah, but Mythic is going to be a whole different story.
Yeah, Mythic is way different. So I went in there completely not paying attention to the fact that I queued as a tank to help somebody like the day before.
Oops.
And I ret tanked heroic Vault of the Wardens for a guilty because I knew I could. And the healer, when we got in there, the healer was like, "Are you gonna switch specs?" And I just run, and he's like, "Oh crap!" And then he saw how fast everything died, and that I didn't take a whole lot of damage because I have leech, and you know it died fast enough; it didn't matter. And so we get through the dungeon. It's real quick, and I help the guilty out, and he's like, "Oh, thank you." I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And the healer was like, That was awesome. I could tell he was a new healer. He was so scared. He whispered me. I was like, "Oh my god, that was awesome." I was like, "It's okay." So
Well, I really
I'm still
enjoyed
queued
the
up.
story.
I'm still queued up with the little tank symbol, and I didn't realize it was still there. And I was like, "Holy crap, that was a fast queue!" Oh crap!
Nice.
And I got in there.
What?
I got in there, and I was like, "Crap!" I'm like, "Okay, guys, hold on a second. I didn't mean to queue up as tank." So I switched backs. I sit down. I eat some cheap, vendor food, basically. Found it on a corpse. That sounds weird. You know what I mean, though.
That does sound weird.
Non-stat food, just regular, just get.
Was
your
it a
health in
Tauren? So you had a burger?
there. No. I do wonder though, if you can find a good burger in Thunder Bluff.
Right?
Ba-dum-tsh.
So
anyway,
sick, Jeff.
I'm
You're
in there.
sick.
Yeah, so I'm in there as a tank because I've never been in there. I don't know where I'm going. Which is how I know you can skip a lot of the trash, because we ended up skipping most of the trash. We had to backtrack and clear some more of it out, but there was still quite a bit of trash left over. And then there was the one boss you had to clear out certain bits of... Yeah, it was just... That's my one complaint about this dungeon. There was nothing clear about it whatsoever.
Right.
Like, if you got close enough to a boss, if it was there, great. If not, does it pat? Do you need to clear something? There was no... Like, and finally some guy said, this is my third tune running it, because I didn't run it right away. My third tune running it. You have to go and take out that rift. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to go click
And I was
on
like,
all
I'm
the
sorry.
rifts.
I was like, this is my first time here. Normally I DPS. And then healer was like, well, you're doing a good job tanking. I was like, well, 930 something kind of helps with that.
So here's my curiosity. It's a great story. It was fun to go through. But I wonder if the RP is going to get excessively burdensome the more times you run it.
Probably. I'm hoping much like some of the other dungeons where there's a lot of RP, it'll give you a little option of, yeah, I've heard this before. Which they first did in Trials of the Crusader, I think it's Trials of the Champion. Like, once you go through it a couple times, it was like, they added it in. They're like, okay, yeah, we heard it. Can we go straight to the fight?
I don't
Right.
think they will put that in, though.
I hope they do, because there's a lot of RP that doesn't need to be there once you've done it a bunch.
Yup.
Now, if you have what I hope they could do, since they're adding new tech, if they added in tech that searches, did this character do this already? And if one character or two characters haven't, no skip. But if everyone has done it, yes, skip is available. I don't know if they can do that. That would be cool, though. So, we'll see.
I don't think there'll be a skip. There isn't in, like, I don't know, the other dungeons. You still, like, in...
Cathedral.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that. The one up top, you still have to wait for Illidan and all of them to stop yapping.
Yeah.
They're pretty fast paced. I mean, at least I think they were paying attention that needed to be fast.
Yeah. It's just, who knows? I hope they add a skip, but if they don't, it's not so long that it's like, okay, I'm just going to play the Jeopardy theme 4 times because we're waiting on
Right.
someone who went AFK and didn't tell anybody.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's just, one of those things. It was a nice dungeon. The last boss apparently was bugging out a lot. I didn't notice any kind of bugs, so maybe I got
Died
lucky.
It's not a bug, it's a mechanic.
Well, there
You
was
can only attack it during certain phases.
that I knew, but apparently some people were having bugs where you couldn't ever attack it, or it was doing something and it was killing everybody. There was just a couple weird bugs out there that they said they fixed like the next day.
Interesting.
So, But since we're talking RP and the last boss of killing a Dark Naru, what did you guys think of the cinematic at the end?
I already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. Alessandra is in chat, or she was. I don't know if she still is. I think she went to bed.
No, she went to bed.
Okay, we can talk about it then. I didn't want to spoil it for her because she, she doesn't like spoilers. What do you guys think is going to be the outcome there?
I think we're getting Shadowhunters next expansion. Or the one after that.
I told someone, and I think I made a comment that they totally ignored me on the Convert to Raid podcast, that Turalon and Alaria are going to have a Shadow Light baby, and that'll be the new Messiah for the World of Warcraft world.
That could be too.
I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. Like, we have Turallion, which is like, I must worship this deity thing in front of me. Oh god, you killed it, I must kill you. Oh, okay, well, we're gonna try.
Yeah, but
anyway.
he knew what Alaria was doing.
Yeah, but
It says so right in the dungeon.
and he still locked her up when he was told to do so, because that's what she was doing.
Did it say he locked
He
her
didn't
up?
lock her up.
thought-
The Naru did.
Zira imprisoned her.
Yeah,
Because
but I thought-
otherwise, Alaria would be mad at him, not... Because she said, she locked me up.
well,
not
Yeah.
you locked me up.
If she told Turallion to lock her up, then I would imagine.
Nah. So you're
There-
not
there's-
gonna have you're not gonna have a story in Warcraft about a husband locking a wife up because he doesn't like what she's doing. Just saying, you're not gonna have that. He
Yeah.
did not lock her up.
Yeah, you never know.
I'm pretty
didn't
sure that it
probably
implies
is
that it's Zira and not Turallion
Yeah.
doing it, because Turallion was like on her side totally.
You're
But-
you're not gonna have him locking her up.
Now she might lock him up, but that's another story entirely. We don't need to talk about
Well,
it. Speaking of Erator,
that's a whole new Reddit category.
yeah, speaking of Erator, their kid. I'm kidding. I'm not going there.
Dang.
Oh my. Yeah, it'll be interesting. He's like all light focused, and she seems to be all void focused. If it doesn't happen this expansion, I am completely expecting it to happen next expansion. She loses control and kills her sister.
Which sister?
I was waiting for someone to ask.
Right?
What Chief Sylvanas?
I
I-
don't think she's gonna kill
Well-
her sister.
She is undead. For
You are
safety.
totally jonesing for Sylvanas Steam, aren't you? We had this conversation before during the spoilers chat.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I still like way back when they said Turallion and Illyria are coming back. My first thought right then was she's gonna kill Sylvanas. Right then and there, as soon as they said that, that was my very first thought involving that character, because the last time she saw Sylvanas, Sylvanas was alive. That helps.
She would have killed her when what's-her-face was telling her about it if she was going to do anything.
She
She's not
hasn't-
going to do anything.
All she knows right now, from what I've seen in game, is that Sylvanas is leading the Horde. She's war chief.
She knows she's undead
I haven't seen that.
because when you're walking in the ship, they talk
Yeah,
and they say
I have not seen that she's undead.
she knows she's undead. She knows she's undead.
I have not seen anything to confirm that. Only thing I have
No.
seen is she is
What's
leading
her
the
face
Horde.
wouldn't tell her she's leading the
It's-
Horde without telling her that she's undead.
No, it's
And then they said
Um,
perhaps we should go. No, and no.
Well,
it's an off-screen
I
comment.
totally,
What I have-
totally.
what I have seen in game with that chat, in game, Sylvanas is leading the Horde. What? How could she?
Yep.
I'm paraphrasing. And then another conversation. I really don't pity you when you have to tell her about your sister.
You're missing a piece though. There's one during that conversation about the Horde where she says, "Oh, and there's something else I have to tell you about what happened to her." And then she's like, "Oh, what's that?" And it's like, "Oh, it's best we don't discuss it right here." So it's saying
It's
that more
possible.
conversation is happening off stage.
Yeah.
if it's
Who's the
on stage.
sister's name? Who's the sister's name? Illyria and
Vanessa? Verisa?
Valera?
No,
No.
I think it's Verisa.
Verisa.
Yeah, but
It's
Um,
it's possible they had the conversation. I'm not arguing.
I
that.
think-
I'm looking up the transcript.
I think you're missing a bigger part of the story arc from this expansion that's not going to really be compatible with that piece, is that they're setting it up so that the light is not necessarily good and the void is not necessarily evil, and they're playing with that thought. So they're going to empower this character who's classically, on the side you want to be on with the Void. But that doesn't necessarily mean even if she loses control or even if the Void becomes a more significant part of the story, that the Void is bad in this case.
No, I'm not arguing that, because, I mean, if you go back even a couple expansions, the undead are considered evil. All of them. And then we have, we can play undead in WoW. Some of them got away from the Lich King.
I'm just my point is I don't think they're going to set up that new Void person is going to be evil and kill the war chief sort of thing. I think that's
so. I don't think she's going to stay evil. I never said that. What I said was she's going to go crazy when she finds out, which, from what I've seen, she doesn't know.
So
is it possible?
Here's the dialogue. Verisa says, there is more. I'm not sure how to explain the rest, or if this is even the time or place to. Ilaria says, I must know, Verisa, what fate befell our sister. Verisa says, give me a moment. I will do my best to explain. Perhaps we had best discuss the matter in private. So they go off and she tells her.
Okay, so it's possible. We don't have proof that it actually happened yet, though. I'm not arguing that it is not possible. Are you
going to wait until it shows up on the PTR?
What I'm saying, we don't know for a fact that conversation, let's go off and talk, has happened yet, because other stuff has been going on. It's possible that it did. The reaction would, who knows. But, to my mind, what I'm really hoping to see, and this ticks off Sylvanas fans, and I get that, Illyria, They never have that conversation. Oh, she's undead. Illyria sees her. No, there's something wrong. Here's her talk. There's really something wrong. Finds out she is technically undead. No, she can't deal with it. Void takes over for not necessarily an evil thing. Anger clouds it and all that. Void takes over, kills her. That's what brings her back from being all, I must kill everything. She killed her sister, she can't deal with it, and she just comes back and tries to redeem herself. I'm not saying it's the Void that did it, I'm just saying that that's what she used to do it. And then we get a bunch of old gods because, that's some stuff. That's what I'm personally hoping for. That's what I've been hoping for since they announced that. Like, they mentioned Tyrion. Like, people were going to die, and I'm just like, I started naming off characters, and I'm like, I really hope I'm wrong about Vol'jin. But, Vol'jin's gonna die. Tyrion's gonna die, which was a given since we're getting Ashbringer.
I think Illyria will avoid that situation.
I'm done. Anyway, we've been running really long. One last quick thing. Wowhead and a couple other places are doing this month in WoW. A year ago, this week actually, Chris Metzen retired. That was weird when it happened. Took everyone off guard, except for people at Blizzard who knew. They knew it was coming. But people like us were like, what? That was last year.
I think you just dropped frames.
Nope. I think that's your internet.
Oh, maybe.
But 1 year ago, Metzen retired, and then 12 years ago, one of the most famous screw-ups in WoW, well, not really screw-up, one of the most famous incidents happened in WoW, and that is the Blood Plague from Zul'Gurub.
Dude, that's fantastic. That's like one of the top, F-up moments for video games of all time. I think that's right in the top 10.
It was so weird, and the way it happened, not necessarily FEMA themselves, but people like FEMA used that as this is like how would stuff spread as their model. And
an epidemic model.
Yeah, if you've seen pictures of what it looked like, skeletons everywhere. Like if you zoned in and you happened to be there, you died. So it was weird, and I wish I would have been there for it. I would have complained about it. I guarantee you, because I complained at the time about the undead invasion. Even though I'm playing a paladin, I could just whatever, cleanse, bubble, I don't care. But it was in the way of my turning my quests in, because people would always get the flight paths and stuff like that and take them out. But that was 12 years ago that the Blood Plague happened. So,
It's a long time ago.
yeah, well, it's been going on for a while. That was back in vanilla. So, I guess it's time for some shout-outs. Howland, you've been really quiet this whole time.
Look, the texts I've been getting from him, man, crap. He told me I was supposed to be shielding him from your comments.
Oh, well, that makes sense. But does Howland have any shout-outs? Oh, that's sweet. You don't have to shout me out, Howland. It's fine.
Dang.
Shout out to Theory. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, we're still working on getting him back. But, he's got electric now, so that's good. But no internet. We're hoping he's back for raid Monday.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. We need someone to ignore. I mean, what?
Yeah, we didn't
Poor
discuss.
Theory.
We didn't discuss our level of success that we had this week. So
We cleared our farm,
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
but
It was horrible. We were missing his leadership.
Yeah, we cleared our farm, but keep in mind most of us had 15 item levels on our relics, on our artifact weapons. That might have helped.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was nice overall. So, ladies first. Scarlett, do you have any shout-outs?
No.
Okay, so, Scarlett,
No shout-outs today.
I'm just going to give you a heads up. 99% of the time, you're going first for
No.
shout-outs. So have them ready ahead of time. That in
Maybe.
mind, that in mind, I probably have no idea who I'm going to shout out either. Galv, do you have any shout-outs?
I got one. One of the guys that I played World of Warcraft cards with, a real life friend of mine, because of a friend who I went to college with, who got me into Warcraft, where I'm at today with Vex. Ignacio's birthday this Friday, which is yesterday now. But happy birthday, Ignacio!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday from random internet dude who talks in weird voices sometimes because he doesn't know why.
What about you, Draven?
What about... I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. You always go third.
Oh, dang. I forgot. I will give a shout out to Deadpool then.
Nice.
No, I'll give a shout out to Theory even though he's not here. He's still with us. We definitely miss him. Hopefully he's back soon. I would say get well soon, but that doesn't really fit, right? It just
That does not fit at all.
Please fix your internet, or have them fix it soon, because you make title screens in like 20 minutes. It took me 2 hours to make what I did, and it was still not as good.
But it does look good.
It was okay. And then over on the far side there, he does that in like 5 minutes, and it took me 20 minutes. And then he did that. I just threw that in there. But that was, yeah. So come back soon. We miss you. Not just because, you make graphics and stuff, but, opinions and stuff.
And things.
And things.
And things.
Yeah,
So say we all.
It is known. Anyway, with that, I guess that's gonna be everything, unless I'm missing something. We did shout-outs. I guess, do we have any last words for the show?
Kitties.
Thanks for coming, Howland! Okay. I'm going to bring down the stream real quick. We'll be back for a post-show, and we'll see if we can get some titles out of people if there's any still here.